After going on a health journey of her own, she was inspired to share what she learned to help other women who were experiencing the same symptoms. Here to share more about Elix and how they're blending Eastern and Western traditions with technology is the founder and CEO of Elix, Lulu G. Lulu, thanks so much for being here at Live in the Bay.
Thanks so much, Jess. It's an honor to be here.
I want to learn a little bit more about your story and why you started Elix. So take me to how it all started.
Yeah, definitely. So Elix is really the first online platform that's bringing an East meets West, science meets holistic approach to women's health and chronic care. We offer personalized herbal treatments that are clinically backed, along with health coaching, content, and community. And I started it because I wish something like this existed for me when I was in my 20s and early 30s and just lost with a whole range of menstrual symptoms, hormonal health. I had really bad cystic acne everywhere. My hair was falling out. I had horrible migraines. My periods were unpredictable, mood swings, fatigue. And I didn't realize that all of these symptoms we experience as women are connected to our hormone health. So every month, our hormones are naturally rising and falling with the fluctuation of our cycle. But when we experience these symptoms, it could be because our hormones are out of balance, and it could be triggered by inflammation or a variety of things. But, you know, I think we've been taught as women to really just power through and, just show up as our strong, most capable selves, that sometimes we're not taking that moment to really tune in and listen to our bodies.
Yeah, and so what did you find when you went on this journey? What was the, big light bulb moment for you?
Yeah, well, I first went back to my gynecologist, and I was shocked to learn that 60% of women are actually on hormonal contraceptives, birth control, to manage a menstrual-related cycle or a hormonal imbalance such as acne. And I thought, well, there has to be a more natural way that we can work with our bodies to heal from within. And luckily for me, my grandfather actually ran a hospital in Hunan, China. It was where I was born, but growing up here in the U.S., I was naturally a bit skeptical of Eastern medicine. I didn't know what research existed behind it, how and why it actually worked, or where can I go to get organic healing botanicals that actually worked. And so that was a lot of the idea behind starting Elix. Could we bring a product to market that is organically and ethically sourced herbs, run our own clinical studies, and provide content so that people can actually learn more about how to utilize some of these ancient remedies.
So you guys are taking traditional Chinese medicine and you're combining it with modern science and technology. So how does that all work to let people know what they need or what would best benefit them?
Yeah, so Elix created a proprietary online health assessment anyone can take. It's about 50 to 60 questions long and asks things such as, what is the color of your menstrual blood? What are the different types of symptoms you're experiencing? Levels of stress in your life? And Chinese medicine uses a concept called pattern diagnosis. So based on your particular pattern of symptoms, we then recommend a different herbal blend to help support healing at the root cause. And to date, Elix has had hundreds of thousands of people complete this online health assessment, and we've actually completed 2 independent clinical studies that show within a 3-month period, 90% of people experience an improvement in symptoms, and we believe it has to do with the personalization and the organic nature of the herbs.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So what do you want women to know when it comes to kind of taking control of their health and advocating for themselves? What do they need to know?
Well, I was shocked to learn that 72% of women in the U.S. have actually reported medical gaslighting, meaning that they go see a doctor or practitioner and feel that their symptoms are not being taken seriously. And so I just want women to learn to trust their own intuition and know that you deserve to get the care that makes you feel respected and validated. And we have a ton of resources on the elixhealing.com website of questions to ask your medical provider, how to find a minimally invasive gynecologist who might use more natural treatments first before recommending surgery or something more invasive. But at the end of the day, we want to empower women to be their own best health advocates.
You've also created community. You guys have different events. What is some of the response that you've seen from the women that you're getting together for these gatherings?
Well, it's really been incredible. I think the best part of this journey is hearing women's stories about how they've been able to take control of their health and healing. And for Elix, within 3 months of launching, we have touched women in all 50 states. And I think living here in the Bay Area, it might be easier to find access to different practitioners or acupuncturists. But for our community members in Oklahoma, Montana, Kentucky, you know, we're told that we're really the first place that they've been able to find where they feel respected and listened to, and that they have the tools to almost seek out additional resources and not just accept what they've been told. And it's so often women are told it's all in your head, you know, you're being dramatic. And really that's not the case, because we know statistically that women actually weren't included in clinical studies until 1993. So there's still so much about our bodies and our health that there's room to do research on, and we really just have to take control for ourselves first.
Yes, absolutely. Where can people go to find more information about your products and also any events that you may have coming up?
Yeah, so they can go to elixhealing.com. That's ELIXHEALING, and we're also on Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us and sharing a little bit about your journey and how you're helping other women. It's incredible, and I know that you've just created a wonderful community, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Jessica.